can't feel my face. Coffee spilling all over the place. Forgot the sticks, we're turning around. Another weekend in some hockey town. With a pucked up parents, frozen toes, big hearts, bad luck. With a pucked up parents, one more tourney, one more puck. We're broke, we're loud, we love this grind. Cause our kid just scored and we lost our minds.
Greetings and welcome to Pucked Up Parents. We are kicking off season 2 of Pucked Up Parents, and this is episode 1. Season 2, Angela, I think that kind of makes us second-year mites. Angela, how you doing?
You forgot to introduce yourself. I'm Angela. My husband, Michael, is my co-host. We are the Pucked Up Parents. We have been youth hockey parents for the now 13 years. Started with the sport as novice first-generation hockey parents in a non-traditional hockey area. And we've learned a lot in the last 13 years, but we're still learning a lot now and want to share what we've learned and what we're still learning with you through this podcast.
So welcome to season 2. Go back to listen to season 1 episodes. A little background. Angela has a background in athletics. She played softball. She was a gymnast. My background in athletics, I'm terrible at all sports. I can't dribble a basketball. I never played baseball. Lucky if I can throw a football well. So perfect timing when your kids get into hockey. Angela and I knew nothing about hockey when our kids started playing. Our oldest child, who is now 18, he started playing at 5. We knew nothing about the sport. So we thought we'd help parents like us along the way with the questions and the journey map on becoming youth hockey parents. So we do this every week. Angela, we're still kind of in the summertime. What happened in our lives in hockey? Because hockey controls your lives when you're hockey parents, even in the dead heat of first week of August. So Angela, what did we have? I got a few things, but if you want to start.
I was going to say, I'll start. I know we are getting ready for the Welcome Back to Hockey, which is in a couple of weeks, where all of the teams that we tried out for back in the spring are going to start their practices in late August, early September. So we're getting ready to start putting all of those dates on our calendars, all of those practice times and tournaments, all of that fun. We've also had our oldest son playing his rec league, or beer league, as we sometimes call it, and our younger son's doing a 3v3 summer challenge, as well as a 10,000 shot challenge over the summer.
All right, you skated over a couple things there. Skated. You see that joke I made there? Skated?
Yeah, that was great.
Because I can't
Excellent.
skate. Yeah, we're gearing up for hockey. Hockey is on the horizon. The beer league has ended. Down go the Big Cheese. They lost in the tournament. They lost in overtime in a 3-on-3. I did catch our son out in the garage last night duct taping his gloves. So the gloves that he has now are about to fall apart. It was pretty sad. He was using the old silver duct tape. And the ring ceremony is up on us. The kids get their state rings this Sunday, which is going to be super nice, super cool. And as Angela pointed out, we're getting ready for college hockey. We're getting ready for our 12U's hockey. So all those non-hockey friends that we hang out with, that we go have drinks with on the weekends, let's say goodbye to them. We'll see them next April, because hockey is about to take over our lives. As we do every week as well, Angela, what did we talk about last week? Oh my God, the boring episode. And okay, what did we talk about?
I don't think it was boring. I thought it was kind of fun. With the idea of we're getting ready to get back to school, we talked about hockey math and how hockey is, as a sport itself, there's a lot of kind of math concepts there. And then the more fun hockey math that us parents have to do in calculating what time we have to leave the house to be at the rink on time for a practice or a game.
Or how much that broken stick's going to cost me. I did say it was a boring episode, but the numbers from the podcast are doing pretty damn good. So once again, Angela proves me wrong. She did it with the tape episode. I thought that was the stupidest episode we ever done. Its testing would be one of our highest. And the hockey math episode is trending very well. So clearly people are bored this summer and want to learn about numbers in hockey. I don't get it, but whatever. Let's kick into today's topic. Angela, what do you have on topic today?
I am super excited for today's episode. We have a special guest. We have Rachel Steffen, who is a sled hockey player on the USA women's team. And we're going to talk to her all about hockey, sled hockey, women's hockey, all kinds of things. I think we could talk to her for several hours and have lots and lots of content. So I'm excited to jump into it.
I agree. This is a number of firsts for the Pucked Up Parents. Our first active hockey player, number one. We've not had any. We've had coaches and referees. Number two, we've not had anybody on a USA national hockey team. Number three, we've not had any women's hockey players, women's hockey parents. Nothing associated with women's hockey. And number four, sled hockey. So, holy cow, Rachel! I hope you have 3 hours to talk to us. Welcome to the Pucked Up Parents.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I could honestly talk about it forever.
Well,
Perfect. Well,
we can do.
we're going to dive into some stuff, and I think we might have to bring you back to do more episodes because I can't wait to jump into so many of the different topics that we can pick your brain on.
So, as we do every episode, we start out with our first topic. What the puck am I doing, Angela? You always ask this interview question. I'm gonna turn the mic over to you.
My favorite thing to ask that we interview, and really a lot of people in the hockey world, is what's your hockey origin story? How did you get started in the sport? What was that spark? Was it a family member? Or was it just, I decided to try it? Just kind of give me your background of how that came about.
Yeah, so my brothers, I have two older siblings. I'm three of four. They started playing hockey when they were really young. So I've just been around it my whole life. And one time I went to a Cyclones game, and my team that I currently play for, the Cincinnati Icebreakers, actually was playing at an intermission. And I looked at my dad and I said, I want to do this. I want to try this. So one Monday night, I talked to Renee Lofspring, who is the founder of my team, and she got me in a sled. I tried sled hockey for the first time, skated around, fell over a couple times because that's what you do. It's kind of like the initiation is falling over. And I looked at my dad after and I said, I need to play this for the rest of my life. I am addicted. This makes me feel so free. I've made so many friends. And so I started playing when I was 6. And ever since then, I've been hooked.
Let's back up to your parents real quick. Did your brothers? How much older are your brothers than you?
So my oldest brother is, I always have a hard time with this, think around 4 years older than me. My second oldest brother is around 2 years older than me. So we're all 2 years apart.
Okay, so they were already into
Okay.
hockey. Angela and I had no hockey background. Did your parents play hockey? Were they in the sport, or did it just happenstance that your brothers? We're gonna start playing.
My dad actually coached them when they were really young. And then once I started joining sled hockey and playing that sport and getting serious about it, my dad started coaching me. So we were kind of learning
That's
together.
great.
Yeah. So he wasn't my first coach, but once the coaches started moving around, he joined the committee and he became the main coach, the head coach. So he's been coaching me since I was like yay tall.
So you started at age 6, and I know this is not something guys should ask. How old are you now? You're 20.
I'm almost 22.
22, so you've
Mhm.
been in the sport for quite a while, it
Mhm.
sounds like. So, at 6 years old, you knew right there, just from that first practice, "This is what I wanna do."
Yes, that's right. And I've made so many friends from this sport. One of my other teammates has also been playing for as long as I have, and every time I talk about my age, it makes them feel really old, and that's the joke of the team. So I get to watch so many people learn how to play the sport, teach them the basics, and watch them grow as athletes. And it's the best feeling in the world to be like, I've taught them. I've seen them grow. It's just great.
Just to let our listeners know, Rachel, myself, and Angela, we have a common thing. Our kid plays it in,
Queen City
Cincinnati,
Sportsplex.
Queen City Sportsplex, thank you, out of Cincinnati, Ohio. It's also where Rachel's team is based out of. So we have that commonality. I think that's kinda how I ran across your name. I saw an article posted. Now, I know you were 6 years old, and you probably I don't know how much you remember, but obviously you do I know you do, like, learn to play sled hockey today. Is the rink keep a stash of sled hockey equipment on hand for kids to try out? Clearly, much like standard hockey, you don't wanna go out and buy everything for a 6-year-old because they may last 2 weeks in it and then leave like I did in karate, where they they think it looks cool, they get out there and they hate it, and now you wasted all this money. So is there a standard, like, equipment at the rink, or is, like, coaches bringing that in? How does one do that if they're 6 years old?
Yeah, so every year we have a try it day where people who are interested in trying sled hockey come out, they try it, and they don't need any equipment at all. We provide it all. We have a storage room, much like I think stand-up hockey has a storage room as well, where we have sleds, all the equipment that you need, so you don't have to pay for any of it if you're trying it out. And we also actually have some people who might need financial assistance who can't afford certain pads or anything like that. So we also have pads and sticks and sleds and everything for them to basically keep for the season. They have to return it back. But yeah, we do have a try it day where people who are interested, and a lot of our athletes actually came from those try it days. They've just stuck with it because they love it so much.
Much
So-
like yourself.
Yeah, much like myself.
Right. And honestly, that's how our kids got into it as well. Just a, hey, let's try hockey for free day kind of thing. You get the loaner equipment and they go out and try it. So I think that's fantastic. But I have so many questions about the equipment and the sled. And I've seen it in passing at the rink. And I'm just curious. Are they customized as you get to higher levels of play? Are you customizing the sled? Is there like a company that you order from, or how does all of that work?
Yeah, so when you're just starting out, we give you a basic sled. You kind of just learn how to use that one in general. And then as you start progressing, your skills start to get better. There is a company called Unique Inventions. It's out of Canada, actually, who provides all the sled parts, even buckets, the frame, things like that. And that's when you start getting to the more customized for you sled. Because in reality, you want your sled to be you. You want to be one
Right.
with the sled. And so once I started getting better, I actually got my sled measured to myself. And I've had it for about 6 years now. I'm due for a new one. Actually, I just got a new frame a couple weeks ago that I'm fortunate that the Cincinnati Icebreakers actually funded for me. And I'm about to get a custom bucket, which is like basically they cast you for the bucket and they mold it through that cast, which I think is crazy. But I've seen my teammates have it, my friends have it, and they look amazing. And so everything is honestly preference. Not every sled is the same because, not everybody's condition is the same. They might have the same title, but it affects them differently. So it's all just preference.
So the bucket is basically that's what you're seated in. The is that where your ass goes? I mean, you're basically
Yeah, that's what you're seated in, and then it's connected to a frame, which is connected to 2 blades. So I still have 2 blades like a normal skater would.
right.
And then it has a skag on the very front as more of like a balance mechanism, because if you didn't have the skag, your feet and the frame would just be dragging
Okay, it's
on the ice.
a stag, like
Mhm.
SAG, if I remember.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as the sled itself goes, so when you
Mhm.
started at 6, I got it. I mean, I'm thinking in terms of I'm an idiot. Ice skates for like Sam. His foot's growing. Is the sled like a small size for a 6-year-old, and then you're like 12 or 13, it gets a little bit bigger, and now you're adult and it gets way bigger, or is there almost like a standard size, one length fits all or something?
Yeah, so we do actually have smaller sized sleds for like smaller children, like 6-year-olds. But the one that I tried actually didn't fit me because the frame was too long, but we couldn't move it back any further, so my feet were just hanging there. But so we do have one that fits children, and then as you get older, you get fit for more of a custom bucket. So I do have a bigger bucket. My sled fits me a lot better now. I actually like to have my knees bent a little, so my frame is a little shorter than it should be, which gives me the advantage of agility. And being able to just stick handle and use my feet as like a way to protect the puck, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is kind of how it goes. Like you get a bigger sled as you get older because you're gonna grow. It's like shoes,
Yeah,
basically.
right.
Yeah, that's how I
Right.
compared it to the ice skate, and me being a, fully stereotyping people, I'm like, "Oh, she got it out of Canada. It must be good. They know hockey." That's my
Actually, is really good. Canada has good stuff.
I don't disagree.
I will
Right.
say.
Hockey.
Okay, so I have to ask the question of, we're constantly getting skate sharpened, or how do you sharpen the blades on your sled?
Yeah, so it's honestly the same. You just take them
Okay.
off the frame. They're bolted in.
Okay.
You just take the bolts out, and then you sharpen them the way that you would a normal skate.
Would that go in, like, a
Okay.
little spark machine? Like, that
Yeah.
those really? Okay. How often are you having to sharpen those? Is that as just as frequent, or you just kind of you can tell as you're on the sled when you're needing to sharpen it?
I would imagine it's pretty similar to a stand-up skater. You either just can tell how dull your blades are getting, or if you're not skating as much as like you would like to, I would say couple times a season. If you're skating frequently, maybe like once or twice a month. It really depends. But
So you're 20, would you 25? Is that how old are you?
I'm
22.
22.
Sorry, I didn't mean to age you. You're 22. What's life's so you said you got a new sled. You get a new sled.
Yeah.
How long is that lasting? I mean, I'm sure that thing take much like all hockey equipment, it takes a beating. It's gonna take a beating on the ice. Ice is not forgiving. People nailing you and hitting you on the ice isn't forgiving. The puck isn't forgiving. What's the lifespan on one of those? Like our son's ice skates on his feet, he destroys those things. I can imagine the sled's probably the same way.
Yeah, so it's actually surprisingly more durable than you think. But mine, the one I have right now, has lasted me 6 years. It should have probably only lasted me 3 or 4. So, like, I'm pushing it right now. But it's because I haven't grown. I still fit in it. It still works for me. I know how it moves. Like, it's the one that I've learned how to get better in. So I don't want to change it yet. You know what I mean?
Is it
Yeah.
cheap
It's
though?
you've got that comfort level of this is what I like.
Oh wow.
This is
Yes.
what I'm used to. Sounds
Newsflash.
pretty familiar.
Yeah, newsflash, Angela. A hockey player gets used to their equipment and is reluctant to give it up. That's what happens. Yeah, see, she's pointing her finger.
Yep.
Exactly.
I know you hockey players.
Oh, that's too funny. All right, so let's talk about the sticks. Sled hockey, you're using 2 sticks. Are those custom? How does that work? Is it a special sled? I know there are the picks on the ends that is essentially what helps you propel yourself around the rink. How does that work?
Yeah. So the length and everything honestly depends with how you like to move, what gives you better power, what allows you to, reach the really far passes, get the hard shots off, the more accurate shots. It depends on what you like. Typically, when you're starting out, they would like it to be, if your stick is on the ground, like the picks are on the ground, at least to shoulder length is how long it should be. And
Okay.
typically they take like broken stand-up sticks.
Okay.
That's hard to say. And
It's a lot of
they'll just
S's.
like chop them off, whatever. Some people like more of an angle on their stick. Some people don't like the angle on their stick. Some people like a curved blade. Some people like the square blade. It's honestly preference. I have smaller hands, so for the longest time, I did not like the square blade. But once I tried out the square blade and realized that you have a better grip with the passes, shooting, all that stuff, I was like, I don't care if my hands are going to cramp. I need these.
Okay.
So
Okay, so let me ask you this. Talking about the curve of the blade, you have a stick in either hand. Do you have a right-handed curved stick in your right hand and a left-handed curved stick in your left hand?
So they're both curved the same way,
O-
and you hold them the same way. So the curve has to be
Okay.
facing you, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Honestly, yeah, the curve just has to be facing you, but we don't
Okay.
have like a right and left curve stick.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So the blade itself is not curved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
that's
it's
what
the
I was.
heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Mhm,
heel. Okay.
mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
Yep.
I was trying to figure out like, okay, so kid A has a stand-up hockey. You've got a kid that's right-handed. They have a certain curve on the stick. I was just curious. So no curve on the blade. But you essentially have a hockey blade on both sticks
Correct.
on
Yeah.
one end and the pick on the other end. Okay, got it.
Yes.
All right, I'm learning all of these things. This is amazing.
yeah, again, we're joined with Rachel Steffen, USA sled hockey women's hockey team member. We're fascinated. We're talking sled hockey. A lot of us standard youth hockey players don't know much about sled hockey, so forgive our ignorance. But Angela can tell you, I'm pretty much ignorant in this entire hockey sport, not just sled hockey. In regards to the picks, I assume they're just little metal. How often are those breaking quite a bit, or do you have to get sharpened, or like I'm thinking like a pencil, or how durable are the picks? That's gotta be taking a beating or wearing down to a nub.
Yeah, so the picks, they actually are more durable than you think. They are metal, and there's different kinds of picks. So it's honestly, again, preference on which kind of
Mhm.
picks you
Alright,
like.
let me ask you before you move on. When you
Yeah.
say there's different type of picks, are there crappy picks like made by generic brands versus like the titanium stuff they used on the space shuttle type metal that's awesome? Or is it just pretty much everybody's the same?
Well, they're the same metal, it's just how many prongs are on the pick,
Or there's more
if
than
that makes sense.
yeah, I'm picturing
Okay.
one. I'm just picturing like this. Like
Yeah, so,
I hold up my pen for anybody who's not Well, we don't show video, so I held up my ink pen.
So, yeah, that's just preference on which kind of pick you like. There is a newer pick that is becoming the more popular pick, but in terms of durability, they're bolted into the stick, just like the blades would be bolted into your sled type thing. And what I like to do for extra protection is tape the bolts around my stick. So I just tape the bottom.
All right.
Kind of like how a stand-up skater would tape the very top of his stick
Yeah,
for
yeah.
grip.
The
It's
grip,
same,
yeah.
yeah, it's the same thing. It's just for protection. So that actually has helped me a lot ever since I figured out that that was a thing, which I learned that on the women's team. A lot of people
Okay.
like to do that. So I started doing it, fell in love with it, not going back.
We could add that to my tape episode.
Angela, we
Yes.
spent the whole hour on tape. We didn't not one of the suggestions. Yes, Angela, that's absolutely right.
Add that to the notes on tape.
Now, as far as equipment goes, I mean, I think you alluded to this, and maybe we'll get into it later, but the cost. Our kids bleed us dry. I mean, it seems like we're paying for something every week. Is the sled? I gotta imagine that's pretty pricey. The sticks. I mean, are we talking a lot of money here, or does USA Hockey help out quite a bit? You said the Cincinnati Icebreakers do help out as well.
Yeah, so everything is pretty pricey. Back before I joined the women's team, I actually got a new helmet, and because of my condition, I have a tube in my head that has metal. And so there was one time, I'm gonna actually have a story with this.
Let's
There was
go.
one time I got hit and I felt the metal in my head crunch.
Ooh.
I don't worry, I was fine. I was okay. It's all right. And so I looked at my dad, and this was before I got a helmet. I said, "Hey, I might need to get something better." He was like, "I agree, because I don't want you concussed. I don't want something happening."
Right.
So it was just the old-fashioned, like, styrofoam helmet, and the metal in my head was in between two pieces of styrofoam, so there was no protection.
Ah,
Okay.
So that's why I was like, "I might need to get something better." And we found this helmet that was like a memory foam webbing all around it, so there was no space for something to be in between something.
okay, so yeah, like a gap.
Yeah.
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 So I don't know if you've ever seen it, they're really expensive, but that's the kind of helmet that I got. And then I got a shield.
Yeah.
I'm never doing a shield again. That's
Wait,
my
Okay.
preference.
so wait, we did this episode a few weeks ago. So you did the fish bowl.
I did the fishbowl.
Okay,
All right.
Yeah.
you're saying you'll never do it again. You'll never do the cage again, or you never do the fish bowl again.
I'm never doing the fishbowl again.
Why?
Hot take. Because I hated that it would fog up. I had the spray and everything. It still fogged up. And then I got hit with a puck in the face and there was a giant gash in my line of view. And
And then you've got that obnoxious, like, puck mark,
yes.
just like us parents trying to watch from the stands and there's a puck mark on the glass. It's the same
Yes.
thing, except you're playing behind that.
Right, exactly. And so I looked at my dad, I said, "Hey, I don't like this." And then when I joined the women's team, I got the USA helmet, which same material as my other helmet. So it has the meshing and everything, which I love. And they're like, "Do you want to keep the fishbowl?" I said, "No, give me a cage, please." So they gave me a cage, and now my USA helmet has a cage on it. And I've been so happy because I have, as you can tell, for the viewers, I have glasses. I skate
Yeah.
without my glasses.
No, nearsighted.
Yeah,
Sighted? Which one are you?
I'm nearsighted.
Okay.
So if the puck is all the way over in the other zone and I'm in the neutral zone, all I see is a black blob.
You're just following bodies at that point.
Yes, yes, I'm following bodies. And I'm like, okay, if they're in a black jersey, that's my teammate.
No reading the numbers on the jersey. Just know that
Well,
it's the right color.
I can read the numbers because I went without glasses for a while. So I've
Okay.
taught myself how to read without my glasses. So that helped a lot. But I got the fishbowl because the cage was off center. So it was messing up my sight even more. And so I thought, it would be better. It was not better.
No. No.
If I'm your father, I'm like, Rachel, you should have tried one out first before I went out and bought one. All right, so let's real quick while we're on the subject of your dad.
Yeah.
He started coaching your sled hockey team. Did he just like study up, do some YouTube videos? I mean, they've asked me to coach. They asked us to coach our kids years ago, but unfortunately, I can't skate, so that was never going to happen. But I didn't know the rules. I don't know much about it. I didn't know much about hockey. We read Hockey for Dummies. He clearly had coached before. You said he coached your brothers, but how much of a transition to sled hockey was that? Was that difficult for him, or and I guess it maybe Angela that puts us on our next subject of the rules. But how big was that transition for him, and what type of training did he do?
Yeah. So honestly, sled hockey is not that different. from stand-up hockey. So, yeah, he coached my siblings. He was around hockey his whole life. He watched the NHL, whatever, so he knows the rules. And one of my other coaches, Rob Walks, he stayed as the head coach for a while. So I guess he watched Coach Walks coach us and everything, and then eventually just took over his spot. So he kind of learned through that position for a while. Now he just coaches us full time, and thankfully he gets on the ice. He explains the drills. He's very active in teaching us how to play correctly and being with us. Whereas like coaches will be on the bench or something, and you'll have to go over to the bench, talk to them, and then do the drill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be me as
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
stick. Like, you guys gotta come over here, and I'll tell you what to do.
That brings me to like another question that I have. I want to get to the rules and what the rule, if there are, I'm sure there are a few rule differences. I want to talk about that. But in terms of the refs, the on ice officials, are they stand up skating? Are they in sleds? Or is it dependent on the individual ref?
Yeah, so the refs actually are stand-up skaters.
Okay.
They're not in sleds. They have to learn how we play our sport. It's a whole nother rule book, all this
Yeah.
stuff. And sometimes, most of the time, we're the ones telling them something happened. They don't even realize it.
A hockey player telling a ref what had just happened and explaining what that seems kind of normal. But yeah, you're I see what you're saying. You're kind of explaining the rules like, hey, we don't do it this way. Is there opportunities though? Are you aware? Is there an opportunity there for like if you play sled hockey? Could you become a ref? Is that available to you, or do you know that?
So there was one time, I think it was at a camp, where just somebody who was a volunteer got in a sled, put on the stripes, and it was a ref. But that's literally the only time I've ever seen a sled skater as a ref. It's typically stand-up skaters.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's examine some of the rules of hockey that we know, and I don't know much, and how that works in sled hockey. Like, Angela, do you want to hit the first one? Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess in terms of penalties, are the obviously you still have a stick in your hand, so you can still do slashing, you can still do offsides. Like some of those rules are all going to remain the same. What are some of the rules that are different that maybe you're having to tell those refs of, hey, ref, the other player can't do this or that?
The biggest one that we tell everybody is T-bone. It's different in sled. T-bone is literally if you run into a player, say they're coming like up ice, whatever, and you're
Mhm.
coming the opposite direction, like across the ice. You're going east-west, they're going
Right.
north-south.
Yeah, just like a T-bone car wreck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. So you're coming
Right.
at them with your feet, and you
Okay.
can't do that.
Yeah. So
they're
that's an
gonna call it-
illegal.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's illegal.
Okay.
hit.
But talking about hits, checking. So checking's still a thing. You can essentially skate up next to somebody, give them the old shoulder kind of situation. That's all part of the game, right?
Oh, yeah. Checking is like the biggest thing in sled hockey. I don't know if y'all have ever seen a sled hockey game before. If you watch the Paralympics, they get aggressive.
Yeah, I watched
Yeah.
a bit of it, and I did see that, but I guess, was it at a certain age, much like standard hockey, is at a certain age, like at age 14, you can start checking, and the younger ones, clearly, they don't want them doing that for injury's sake, but so does that come into play when you're about 14, or is it indefinite the whole time?
Yeah, so if you're a novice, you can't check at all, which, I mean, if
Right.
you're just learning how to play the sport, there's gonna be you're gonna be puck chasing the whole time. Like, nobody's gonna be
Right.
worried about the other person. It's the puck they want.
You're just trying to figure out how to get from point A to the puck.
Exactly. And then once you hit, like, the junior leagues, they allow a little, like, nudge off the puck, but you can't full on blow somebody up.
So very similar to standard youth hockey. The little guys are just in the little beehive chasing the puck around, trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B without falling down. And then you get a little bit better and you can body somebody into the boards or whatnot. And then you get to the, hey, we're playing hockey for real.
Yeah.
I wanna get back to penalties here in a second, but I have a stupid question. Do you guys have the stupid names too for, like, the younger, is it like mites, squirts, and peewees and all that? Is it the same thing there? They got the same dumb names?
So we have novice, junior, and adult.
Okay, so yours is way more better than the stupid ones we use in
Yeah,
which
exactly.
seem to be kinda going away, but Bantam and it but now it's even dumber. We say, like, 12U or 2008 or whatever, which is
Oh, yeah.
recently.
The whole birth year thing
Birth year.
and everybody's a birth year.
It's like Rachel, you T-bone somebody. penalty, all right? Are you going to a penalty box?
It depends on what level you're skating at. So if you're skating on your club team, like adult league, whatever, we don't have benches.
Okay.
You're sitting on the ice on the boards.
Okay.
Like where your benches would be, you're sitting in front
Mhm.
of the
Okay.
bench.
So you're in front of it. Is
Yeah.
that considered field of play? Like if the puck goes over there or in the midst of
So
the bench?
if the puck goes over there, like inside into the boards, the people on the boards have to bump it out. They can't play it.
Okay.
They just have to bump it out and let them have it.
All right. So if you get a penalty, you got to go back over to the sidelines.
Yep, you have to go around the circle that's in front of the box. You have to sit there. So
Uh,
you're separate from
Okay.
your bench.
This sounds like Angela. I learned it over the spring lacrosse, where they just
Yeah.
sit there next to the court.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
Our son played a few weeks of lacrosse. It didn't last very long.
Okay.
And so,
Hockey season kind of took over lacrosse season. You know how that kind of stuff goes.
Yeah.
so I guess in line changes, same thing happens in the midst of a game. You're just on the sideline. Obviously, you get the puck in control, or it's a good timing. That's when you can do the line change switches.
Yeah, so for line changes, typically we want that to happen when we're not in our defensive zone.
Right.
So if it's like in the neutral zone, we'll have someone who's really close come to the bench, and then the other person will come out and play their position.
Okay. And
So it's a timing situation, just like
Yes.
your standard hockey. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that Angela is naive as I am at this. This is finally retribution for all last 30 some odd episodes where Angela's like, "How do you not know that after 12 years?" All right,
We've been around hockey now for 13 years, and I would have thought you've picked up more. And this is our first real conversation on sled hockey. So I'm learning a lot, and I love it.
Rachel, you're age 6. You start playing sled hockey. Much like any hockey player, goalie ever cross your mind? Like, hey, maybe I'll go in between the pipes.
You know, I never wanted to play goalie. I did a couple of times, but that was because I was told a puck would never cross my head.
You in your head, I tell you.
Yeah. So I flinch very easy sometimes when I see a puck flying at my face. So there was a tournament. I was in the juniors, right? And there was a team needed a goalie. And I was like, well, I mean, juniors, most of them can't really lift the puck yet. And my dad was like, yeah, no, the puck's never gonna go across your shoulder or something like that. You'll be fine. First shot on me to my noggin. It was on
Oh,
straight on my
no.
head. I was like, you lied to me.
I'm
How
sorry.
could you do this?
Follow-up question. Did it bounce off your noggin and go in the net? Or did you block
Yeah.
it? Did you make the save?
No, it fully went into the net and everything.
God.
I didn't stop a single shot.
Oh, no. So
The
your goalie career was short.
Oh yeah, it was that tournament only.
The goalie equipment, is that's a sled, right? I mean,
Mhm.
they're on a sled as well. Do they have to be I'm trying to think of my geometry, Angela. Not parallel, perpendicular.
Perpendicular.
Yeah, or can they just have the sled parked there in front of the net to block it?
Yeah, so for a goalie, you have to be kind of horizontal,
Okay.
actually. So your feet are to one post, your butt is to the other post.
Okay. And so
And you're blocking it like this. Like your glove is in the air and your stick is on the ground. You have a goalie stick with the wide blade and
Yeah.
everything.
Right.
And then for goalies, they have picks on their fists for when they want to like move. So they have picks on
Okay.
the end of the stick and then picks on their fist. So that's how they move.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is their sled different? They have the same sled, or is it a different sled setup for a goalie?
The sled is the same. It's the blades that are different.
Okay.
So they don't have
So-
skater blades. They have more
Okay.
like plastic blades so they can drift easier.
Yeah, that makes
One
sense.
close to the next. Yeah. So that's really
Okay.
the only difference in their sled.
this is all
Interesting.
I'm
Mhm.
fascinated and I'm excited. We're gonna have to go see a game, Angela. We see those
Yeah, absolutely.
like 2 ships in the night when I'm there. It's me walking out and all the sled hockey players coming in, and I'm like,
or
"Ah,
vice versa.
I know,
Yeah.
right?" All right, so what in your opinion, like, what do you think people's mindset is when it comes to sled hockey? Do people think it's slower pace or not as aggressive, and it's truly not? What is the misconception that's out there that you think people like us, just regular standard dumb hockey parents, maybe Angel's not dumb, I am, that you think people have about sled hockey?
I think, like you said, we're not as aggressive. We're slower. We can't lift the puck. Like, we can barely do anything. We're just sitting there, Like, I think that's what they think sled hockey is. And then they come out and see it, especially the women's side of the sport. I have seen interviews with people, stand up skaters that have watched us play, and they're like, wow, I did not think they could hit that hard, especially the girls, like the women. Like, we hit
Yeah.
hard. There is no mercy in our sport. Like, we don't care if your shoulder hurts or your arm hurts or something like that.
Or you have
We're still
metal in your
going.
or you have metal in your head, or you're wearing a fishbowl, or
Yeah.
or you're playing goalie for the first time.
We don't care. We'll hit you. Like, I don't care.
And I imagine, I mean, I had a couple uncles who one had cerebral palsy, the other was a paraplegic, and us, the nephews, we'd always challenge them to arm wrestle, even when I was, like, working out in high school, and the upper body strength was incredible. Now I that was just us, daily working. I can't imagine the sled. My gosh, you guys must be physically fit up. Are you conditioning, or is the training on the hockey enough? Or are you, like, hitting the weight room? Are you on steroids? Are you just kind of, are you just
Don't
the hockey does it
use
itself?
steroids. We don't wanna, we don't wanna get Rachel
Oh, you
in
play
trouble.
hockey. I'm making a
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah, so, actually, I go to the gym twice a week, and I've been doing that since I was in high school. Because when I went to high school, I actually started doing wheelchair track as, like, a postseason cross-training type of thing. Because it's a similar movement. So in high
Absolutely.
school, I did that for 4 years, and, my senior year, actually, I won 2 races.
Wow.
That's
It was my 2
fantastic.
longer races too.
That's
Like,
So
awesome.
when you say race, like, how are we talking, like, a 100-yard dash, or, what are the races are?
so in high school, I did the 100-meter dash, the 400, 800, and I did shot put. So I won the 400 and 800.
Wow.
I did not
That's
expect that.
awesome.
I thought I was a
That's
sprinter.
amazing. I love that. That's so cool. But you're right, that's a very similar movement, very similar motion, great cross training.
Yeah, and,
You
oh,
are hitting the gym, you're
mhm.
working out, clearly keeping in shape. So, me, I would've been like, "Alright, you know what? I'm doing sled hockey. That's all the workout I need. I don't have to do anything inside." But, of course, I'm
But
lazy.
you're not the athlete, remember?
Far from it.
Yeah, and, I actually work out with a performance coach who is just now starting to be associated with my team. His name is Aaron Slusher. He specializes in adaptive sports and nutrition and other things like that. So he basically, when I started working with him as a junior, learned my condition, researched it, figured out what I can and cannot do because my condition, I have spina bifida. It affects people differently. So not everybody with spina bifida looks the same.
Right.
So he learned what I can and cannot do and adapted workouts around that. So I've been with him for 4, 5 years now, 5, 6 years.
So
Sounds
he
awesome.
examined your level of spinal bifida and customized a workout routine that fits what you can do.
Your needs. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
All right, Rachel Steffen, again, joining us, USA Women's National Sled Hockey Team. Let's talk about the local team. And again, Angela and I are in Northern Kentucky. We had one kid that played for Northern Kentucky. He's going to play for University of Louisville. And we have a son who plays for the Cincinnati Cyclones, 12U out of Queen City Sportsplex. You're with the Cincinnati Icebreakers. My first question on that immediately is, where did the Icebreakers come from, and how come they are not the Cyclones? And maybe that's really not a question for our listeners. That's more of Michael's curiosity, is how did you guys not get absorbed by the Cyclones like our Cincinnati Swords team did?
Yeah, so, the Icebreakers have been around for about 18 years now. Renee Loftspring actually started the team, and it started out as, I think, maybe 6 skaters. It was very tiny. Like, our team was very small, and we've practiced at Queen City for the entire 18 years that we've been there, and, when the Cyclones took it over, we kinda talked to them, we're like, "Hey, we just wanna keep the Icebreakers. We don't wanna change. This is what we've always been, this is what we wanna be." And throughout those 18 years, I've been playing for this is my 16th season. I've watched so many people that are now on our team learn how to play the sport, grow. I've taught them the basics. I've seen people lift the puck for the first time, get their first goal, hit somebody for the first time. You would be surprised the reaction that people get when they hit someone for the first time. It is like pure joy.
Yeah, it's that power of, "Oh my gosh, look at, like, what I just did." That's so fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if, and Angela's gonna cover her face right now or shake her head at me. I watch Shorzy. I don't know if you watch Shorzy. It's okay, thank you. Angela, she's nodding her head,
Yes.
she watches Shorzy. He
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
"If I go into a bar and just punch a guy in the face, everybody's gonna think I'm an a-hole." He goes, "But if I do it in a hockey game, people cheer me and think I'm the greatest thing ever." So he goes, "That's why he loved hockey, because he can let out his aggression on the ice and it felt good." And then you and the guy who he hit, he's like, "We can go out and have a beer later on after the game, and no harm, no foul."
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, I haven't really witnessed any fights in sled hockey, but I think hitting someone super hard is the farthest we'll get. There was actually one time one of my teammates, Chris, we were doing an intermission at the Cyclones, and he looked at one of my teammates and goes, "Do you wanna start a fight for fun?" He goes, "Yeah, sure, why
Oh my
not?"
gosh, the fans at those games would have gone nuts.
They did, because they put him on the big screen and everything, so everyone saw what
Yeah.
happened. Because they went to center ice and they started fighting, they just let it out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is hysterical.
Yeah,
Great segue. The Cincinnati Icebreakers co-ed. It's a co-ed league
yeah, it's co-ed league. We have, 3 adult women and then a whole bunch of youth girls on our team.
because
Mhm.
That's
our son,
fantastic.
he's a 12U, team's co-ed. We've had girls on the team. Actually, one of our best players, she actually left the team this year, sadly. Again, she was on the team. So whole other subject there, Angela. The women's
Yeah.
hockey, women's
Right.
hockey on the co-ed teams.
Yeah, well, we're definitely gonna have to get into that, but I don't wanna spend too much time on that today because I have so many more questions specifically on sled hockey. And one of them is we've said for years that the hockey community is pretty small and pretty tight knit. Our kids will run into players that they've played against, they've gone to camps with, all over the place. I mean, all over the country. So I can only imagine that the sled hockey community is even smaller and more tight knit. And you probably have some really close relationships with some of those players that you've been playing against for a long time.
Yeah, so actually, we have teams from all over the country. So I've played people from San Diego, Dallas, New Jersey, Florida, things like that. And they're all in different leagues. So we all have leagues and we come together at the end of the season for what's called nationals. And so we'll play teams we've never played before, teams we've never heard of. Which I think is great because then the whole season you're playing the same people. You're like, oh, I've played these people before. I know how they work. So I think nationals is really fun because you're like, I don't know who I'm going to go up against. I don't know these people are. I don't know how they play. So I think it's really fun. But I actually have made a lot of friends playing this sport. Like my entire adult team, they're my friends. They're who I hang out with.
Right.
They're who I talk to every day.
Well,
Uh,
I don't know about your parents, but, Angela and I, it's who we hang out with now. We don't we hang out with the parents of our kids' players. I mean, Angela had drinks with some the other day. You adopt that hockey community, not just at the rink, but now I see us spending a Friday night, having drinks with, Johnny's parents.
Yeah, and I'll, like, text my friends. I made a group chat with everybody just so we can keep up on, like, off-ice training, like, postseason recovery, things like that. Because you do get injuries from this sport, like, there's no way you can't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'll text
Any
them.
sport, you can get
Yeah,
injured.
right, and so I'll text them and be like, "Hey, how's everyone's season going? We should go out sometime." Like, find a
Yeah.
a time to do it, but all of them have, like, full-time jobs. Like, they're all way older than me, not to age them or anything, I love all of them, but
But
it's hard.
you said it yourself. It sounds like you said you're 22, and now that you go to the Queen City Sportsplex for the sled hockey there, you're seeing kids that you help train and everything else. So you're kind of the older person there, but in the world of the USA Hockey, you're the kid. So you have a good dynamic there back and forth between Cincinnati versus Nationals is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, it is kind of weird being like, "Oh, wow, you're so much younger than me, but you're so good at this sport, this is crazy."
Are you with the Cincinnati, are you doing I know you invited us, you invited Angela and I, and we couldn't make it, unfortunately, but are you doing a lot of coaching, the learn to skate, you're helping kids along the way? I gotta think your label comes with a little bit of, "Oh, wow, we get to actually skate with a USA national hockey member."
Yeah, so actually a couple weekends ago, one of our other teams out of Indianapolis hosted a camp run by USA Hockey. So not only myself, but a couple other women, their names Jamie and Kaden, and our women's team coaches Hannah and Rose, along with a couple of the men's team players, showed up to coach and everything. And so we got to coach young children who have literally just started the sport or are still developing their skills to people who have been playing the sport for, I think somebody was there playing for, like, 31 years.
Oh, man.
So
Wow.
yeah, I know. So we got to coach people from all ages, and I think my opinion is I love coaching the kids because it puts an impression on the future generation of sled hockey. And so being around them, hanging out with them, becoming their friend, it just, like it builds this sense of, like, camaraderie and friendship.
Well, and I could tell
So
with our sons coming up and, again, we have an 18 and a 12-year-old, you're putting something in their head. It's a lifetime memory for them. It's a core memory. You're laying a foundation for a sport they can fall in love with. I mean, the guy who gave our oldest son a hockey stick and a puck at a public skate for the first time, I'm indebted to him forever. And I actually reached out to the guy. He's out in Massachusetts. I said, you have no idea. You changed the trajectory of our lives. And I think that's what you're doing with these young kids. You're changing the trajectory of their life by introducing them to sport. And it's fun. And I've seen it before because our oldest has coached kids. When that light goes off in that little kid's head, like, I got it. I figured this out. I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
They've gone from tears to I love this sport in a matter of seconds because of the help of people like you.
Yeah, and I love seeing that transition. I love watching the kids, try to do a figure of 8 or something, try to stop for the first time, and they're like, I don't think I can get it." And
Look
then I do it with them. Like, I'm
Oh, yeah,
skating with them, doing it with them, and then they get it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is great. Like, I wanna keep doing this." It's just those hurdles they have to get over, and for them to have the support of somebody who's been doing it for a while, I think is a really good impression on them.
all right, let's make a transition here and let's go from we're in Cincinnati, you're an icebreaker, and now you're on Team USA. How do you go from Cincinnati, which is not a known hockey mecca? This isn't Minnesota. This isn't Wisconsin. It's not New York. Hell, it's not even Pittsburgh. We don't have much hockey down here. How did you get noticed by Team USA and how did you get on the team?
Yeah, so back in 2024, actually, I was still in college and, doing my classes, not doing super great, I'll admit. So I was making that decision of, do I want to stay in college? Do I want to do something different? Eventually, after 3 semesters, I was like, you know what? I just don't think it's for me. I'll take a break, maybe come back to it eventually. I don't know. My friend Lindsay, who actually lives in North Dakota, the Minnesota area, she texted me and said, "Hey, girl, the women's team is having a camp/tryout in August. You should go." And I said, "Sweet, perfect timing, why not?" And so I went to this tryout and I did my best. Like a couple weeks later, maybe a month later, I got an email saying, "Hey, you weren't named to the team, but we would still love for you to come to this camp," just because they wanted to keep an eye on me. So I was like, "Sure, why not?" So we had this camp in Wisconsin, and that's when I found out I was an alternate for the women's team. There's 4 alternates.
So wait a second. When you go to this camp initially and you're there, in your mind, are you like, yeah, I'm on the level with everyone else here. I can make this, or are you like, this is just a good opportunity. I get some ice time. I get to say I did this. Did you think at that point that you were actually going to make the team, or was it just like I'm here just to enjoy myself?
Well, I went to this camp originally hungry to be on the women's team.
Okay.
Like, I wanted to be on the women's team because there's this picture of me actually when I was in 3rd grade that said, "I wanna be a professional sled hockey player." So I've had that dream since
I
I was in 3rd
love
grade.
that.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I've had this dream since I was in 3rd grade. I'm making this team, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you
Um,
went in like, they invited me here. I'm going to show them everything I've got. We're going to do the thing.
yes, we're gonna do the thing, we're gonna make this happen. Score a couple goals here and there, hit hard, whatever. And so that's when I got that email saying, "Hey, we'd love to have you come back to this camp." And that's when I found out I was an alternate. And then I was an alternate for a while. And then last year, around this time in July, August area, I got an email saying, "Hey, we would love for you to come to Slovakia with us and be a member of the team."
All right, they say Slovakia. Are you whipping out a map and going, "Where the hell is that at?" I would. I would be like, "Okay, I know it's over in Europe somewhere. Where is that
Yeah,
at?"
I knew it was in Europe. So I was like, "Oh, great. They want me to
So
go across the country."
they're saying, "Come to Slovakia with us, not as an alternate. This is you're full
Yeah.
on."
Yeah.
What's going
They wanted me to take a spot.
what's going through your head? I mean, what are you like, mission accomplished? Are you pulling out the picture of that 3-year-old girl or however old you were and saying
3rd grade,
3rd grade, sorry,
not 3-year-old.
and saying, "I did it"? What's going through your head? I can imagine I mean, I'm the least athletic person. If Sam made the USA national hockey team, I would probably be, running down the street right now screaming in triumph as a parent. What's going through your head?
Yeah, so actually, I was at work. I was sitting down, taking my break, scrolling through my email. I get this email. I read it, and I'm like, "What?" I was like, "Wait, hold on. This has to be fake." I close the email, open it back up. It's not fake.
You're checking the address that it came from,
Yeah,
making sure it's not spam, it's
I'm
not
sorry.
phishing.
No
yeah.
no disrespect to the USA national women's hockey sled team. That should have been a phone call, not an email, but
I mean, I'm happy it
Hey,
was an email because I was at work.
Yeah, whichever way, as long as the info comes, I don't care if it's verbal or electronic, it's fine as long as you get the info.
I'm still bitter. I had a girlfriend break up with me by email once, and it was not this is the complete opposite of that.
But after I got this email, I kid you not, I walked outside because I was like, "I need
Yeah.
air," I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, gotta go
I was like
outside, take a few deep breaths,
yeah.
maybe do a little kinda dance or scream or something.
What type of time frame are we looking at here? Are you so you're going to damn it, what's the name of the city?
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
Slovakia? From the time of the email to the time you gotta leave for Slovakia, what type of time frame? Is there sufficient time there to plan everything out and you're clearly at work, take time off work? Is this like a year later?
Yeah, so it was a little over a month actually that I got. And so when I got the email, I texted my parents. I said, "Hey, I sent them a screenshot of the email. Said,
Yeah.
"So, do I say yes or no?" And my dad was like, yeah. Are you kidding?"
Right, is there a question here?
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't delusional." So I replied, I was like, "I would love to go to Slovakia with you guys. This is a great opportunity, thank you." And so the week after, I actually was on a cruise. So I had no way to make flights. I had no internet. People were trying to call me, I wasn't getting their calls.
Oh.
And so a teammate that I had already made friends with, her name's Robin Hill, it helped me through that process, said, "Hey, this is when I'm flying out. I found a flight I fly through CVG." She's like, "I found a
Yeah,
flight where we could meet up and we could fly the rest of the way together." All this stuff, so I wouldn't be alone because this would have been my first
right. Yeah,
international
this
flight
your
alone.
first oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
Parent, I'm going with you. I'm like, "Yeah,
I
let's
wanted
go."
them to come with me, but they couldn't, unfortunately.
I was gonna
Um,
say it's probably a little expensive to book a flight to Slovakia at the last minute, just saying.
yeah, so, booked that flight somehow through the internet that I got, gave them the information of my flight, it was all good, and then I started planning, I was like, "Okay, well, what do I need to do before I leave?" So I trained as much as possible, I told my performance coach about it, he said, "Okay, here's our plan," and so, yeah.
I'm picturing like a Rocky montage of her training, like, in the woods, throwing throwing
They're like 3 to 4 weeks before I get the song playing in the background, everything.
So this is something I've never understood about USA hockey in general. These teams they put together, the juniors, sled, whatever. All these people are from around the country. Where are you meeting at to train together as a team? Is are y- as a sled hockey, or are you waiting until you get to Slovakia? What's the name of the country?
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
Write it down. Slovakia. I'm forgetting it. Are you? When do you actually get to train together on the ice as a
Yeah,
team?
so we actually, unfortunately, don't get to train often with each other. We honestly train when we get to these kind of tournaments. We're hoping to get more training camps, but we train all over the country if we're in the States.
Okay, because I've seen
Yeah,
that
yeah.
in elite we have elite programs in Cincinnati, as you know, like the Spartans and all the and they pull kids from Atlanta and everywhere else. I'm like, what hockey for us in our head is you're training with the same team 3 times a week. And I know these elite teams, much like your team, probably not can't do that as much because people are spread around the country. Obviously, you want the best talent. You're not gonna find all of that in Cincinnati, unfortunately, so you gotta get kids from around the country. That I was curious to know that, but I guess if your skill level's that good, you probably can just click on the ice, train a little bit, and go out and get some W.
Well, they're also playing with their regular teams.
Oh,
Like, so Rachel's playing with the Cincinnati Icebreakers, so she's getting her training and everything through that, and then coming together to play in those tournaments.
alright,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
you're flying to Slovakia. You got your trip booked. Hey, her dog is on the screen for any listeners. We're dog people. We have a mutt. So this is the World Championships, 2025, right? We're talking about
Yes.
2025 here. Are the World Championships every year? Not like the Olympics, which is every 4 years?
We try to do it every year. We're actually gonna have one in November this year. So the World Championship started in 2022, and actually, I got my first experience with playing international teams in 2023 when I played for Team World, which is a team made up of women from everywhere, literally everywhere.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild.
Any language barriers there? I mean, are you talking trash on the ice as you play these games in Slovakia and you're not knowing what the person's griping to you about?
Well, no, everybody knows English pretty well, and I mean, I'm friends with literally everyone because I played with literally everyone. So they're not really talking trash to me unless, like, I do something to make them upset, but
How many teams are we looking at here for the World Championships for the women?
so we are looking at hopefully 8.
8 teams? And
We need 8 teams to be considered Paralympic.
is November somewhere else? It's not in Slovakia? I got my note, Slovakia?
It is gonna be somewhere else. We try to do different locations every year
Right.
just so we can get more women. Like, the first 2 years, they were in Green Bay,
Okay.
and because that was where we could get it, and then in Slovakia, which was great because then we got more women. Like, we got Team Norway, who couldn't come to the first 2. We got them to come, and then we got Australia, who, just joined, like, the sport. Like, they had only been playing with each other for a couple of months before they went to Worlds, which
And
is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But yeah,
Yeah.
you kind of have to bounce it around different parts of the world so that you give opportunity to other players and other teams to come to make it a little easier on them.
Yeah, exposure is important. And when we went to Slovakia, actually, they televised it and everything. They had posters around the whole city, and everybody knew about it, whether they cared or not. They knew about it,
Yeah.
and so they televised the gold medal games and everything, and which helped a lot with our exposure. So that was kind of crazy. We were not expecting them to have all of that going on, and there was even a concert, and they sang a whole bunch of English songs. I know it was crazy.
That's fantastic though.
Yeah.
That's great.
in researching you before the show, I saw where they had those videos on YouTube where you could watch. I think it was subscription based or something like that. I didn't get to watch, but I did. I was like, wow, they actually televise these things. Back to the travel, real quick. Are you traveling internationally with us? Are you taking a sled with you? I mean, is that hockey equipment is hard to travel with in general on flights. Pain in the ass, very easy. What was your impression of traveling across the big pond with a sled?
Yeah, so, it is hard because, like, for
Are you
travel, I
are
use
you
a
are you
golf
slapped an
bag.
air tag on that thing?
Actually, I do have an air tag in my bag, but I do
Exactly.
yeah, I do travel with a golf bag because it fits everything I need, like, even my sled and everything, so
That's
that's
cool. Like,
nice.
yeah, so that like out the golf bag that you put your clubs in to zip up to check on the plane.
Yep,
Hey, that's perfect. I love yeah, that's great.
it is great, and, I slap a medical equipment tag on the bag, and then I have to convince them that it's medical equipment. That's probably the hardest part is convincing them it's
I
medical
bet.
equipment.
It's
So
therapy. It's therapy. How about that?
yeah. I'm like, "Well, it's an adaptive device, it helps me get
Yeah,
around."
Yeah,
exactly.
we could
Yeah,
have ice.
on
Yeah,
ice. Yeah, otherwise
yeah.
I can't travel on ice.
They're like, "But wait, you have a wheelchair." I'm like, "Okay,
You know
this
what?
is for
But
my
this is
sport."
my other one. Yeah, this is my other
Yeah,
device.
So you're in Slovakia. You get MVP of game one. I see. I read that. Congratulations there.
thank you.
And you guys win the championship. Tell me what that's like.
Okay, so another little bit of information, gold medal day was my birthday.
Oh
21st.
my gosh,
Yeah,
it
it was
was
my
like
21st birthday.
oh my gosh, that
So
was, like, meant to be then.
yeah.
So, what a way to celebrate.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was watching the gold medal day or gold medal game, and when I saw that we won gold, I had to get in my sled, and go accept the medal, whatever. I was crying.
Of course.
I was crying the whole
Yeah,
time because
yeah,
I was like, my inner child was like, "Dude, we've been doing this since we were
yeah,
6. You've been wanting this since you were in 3rd grade." Like, it felt surreal to me. Like, I felt like I was dreaming.
Is
And I don't know if
is the Star Spangled Banner playing and
yeah,
oh,
they played the anthem and everything. And I don't know if you came across it, but there's this clip where, me and my teammate Robin Hill were actually hugging, and she goes, "Dude, you did it." And I said,
aw,
"Stop, I'm gonna cry."
yeah,
And so, I did actually cry. But after that, we, went out, we had fun, whatever. And then it was just crazy.
so was that your first time in Europe?
Actually, no. So I went on a Mediterranean cruise. That was my first time in Europe.
Okay.
Uh, but this is my first time in Slovakia
You went
yeah,
specifically.
don't be I mean, crying because you won gold at USA or at the World Championships.
yeah.
Awesome. Our son bawled like a baby when he won the Kentucky State Hockey Championship. So, hockey in Kentucky is not a big sport. Obviously, that's not a
Yeah, absolutely. And on your birthday, I mean,
that's
that's
incredible.
just I mean, that is like golden moments. We need to do a movie. I love it.
Yeah.
Alright, Angela, before we wrap up, I know you. Do you have any more questions? I know there's some fast fire questions you want to ask, or what do you got next?
I just do you have a favorite like pro team, college team, maybe favorite player, anything like that?
Well, I'm kind of biased. I'm from Cincinnati. I have to like CBJ.
Okay, yeah,
You got
yeah.
But I grew up watching Kelsey DeClaudio, who is literally the best women's team player ever. She's like the
Okay.
Wayne Gretzky of sled hockey on the women's side.
Okay.
She is amazing. She's taught me a lot of things.
Yeah.
And now that I get to play with her, it's like,
Playing with her.
this is crazy. Yeah.
So you're 20
That is
win gold. You're playing with your favorite player of all time. I mean, geez.
Yeah. She's amazing to watch and let alone play with.
So I'm sorry. Back to the US. Back to USA. I've been reading up on this too. Again, as I was researching you, the push to get women's sled hockey into the Paralympics. How is that going? And is there anything people like us can do to help that along?
Yeah. So actually, we're the closest we've ever been to being considered for the Paralympics in 2030.
So
We
let's
actually,
back up. What's the reasoning why you're not? Is it because it's fairly you guys are fairly new? That you said I think this started in 2020. Or how long has the USA women's team been around the Paralympic? The 2022.
that's how long
no,
the
that
she's
was Team
the
World.
worlds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
We,
what's
um,
the hold up? Why is it not accepted right now? Or is it politics? I think the men's have a team, right? The men.
yeah, the men have a team. It's just because we came in a little later. Actually, Erica McKee was the first woman to be like, "Hey, I want to be trying out for this men's team," and her story is insane. Like, I am in awe of her for how much she has tried to get the sport going on the women's side. She's basically the reason we have a women's team, and so she's been there since day one and has been pushing and pushing and pushing for us to get better and to have more competition and everything. So, props to her for that. But we basically only need one more world championship, which is going to happen in November. And then we need 3 more teams. That's all we need. So that's why it's the closest we've ever been.
And the next one is what, 2030? Is that the next Paralympics?
Yep.
Yes.
2030. So
2030.
that's what you're driving for to hit the 2030 Olympics.
Yes,
So
we want to be in the
3 more
2030.
teams.
Yes, 3 more teams.
3 more teams. We gotta put together 3 more teams and let's do it.
And 2030, you're still gonna be young. So
Yeah.
if you get 2030, maybe you have 2034, maybe you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my goal.
Absolutely.
All right.
Any like crazy locker room pranks or anything you guys do? Either Cincinnati Icebreakers, Team USA,
I have
any
to think about that.
jokesters?
Not really. I mean, some fun little things that we do for the women's team is we decorate our locker room. So we have little like red, white, and blue gnomes all
Okay.
over
All
our
right.
Garden gnomes?
like
Gnomes?
plush gnomes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they're little gnomes that they put all over the locker rooms, and then we'll have like the flag on our door or something like that. But nothing really for Cincy. We don't. I don't want to say we're serious because we're not. Like we
Right.
joke around all the time.
But
But
nobody's pulling any crazy pranks.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy. All right, all right. I was going to ask you about a second sport, but you've already told us you did track. Are you still doing any of that kind of running, track, distance races, anything along those lines?
I'm not doing track anymore. I kind of do it just to keep up with conditioning over the summer. But high school was really the only time I ever did it competitively. And I'm very thankful for that. And I'm actually, not to brag or anything, the first wheelchair athlete at my high school. So, and the
That's
fact that I have a
fantastic.
banner there is just the icing on the cake. Oh.
That's great. Yeah, I love it.
Nationals win. They should be giving you a glass case at that high school to celebrate you.
Yeah,
Glass
naming the
cases
building after you.
I'll see glass cases at high school for less. All right, so let's
Uh,
get on. We'll wrap the show up. We've been in an hour. Angela, I can't believe we've been in an hour. My gosh, there are like thousands.
But we have a million of other things to talk about. So we've definitely got to get Rachel back on another episode.
I have her contact information, and we do need to meet up face to face. We do want to watch some sled hockey. We got to cross paths because we're in the same rink. We're in the same home.
We're at the same, yeah, absolutely.
Angela, you'll have to get her some of our merch, some of our merchandise.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love that. Please.
Yes, absolutely. I'll take care of that. We'll get that ordered for you for sure.
Amazing.
All right, Angela, take us into Life Moves Pretty Fast Reflections. And I
So-
know you passed the baton on this one.
Yeah. So when we started this, like I said, It was when our oldest was kind of wrapping up his high school career, and I was doing a lot of reflecting. So we've added kind of some reflections in there. So, just like a quick looking back, what are your reflections? Just kind of a quick overview of, about getting involved with sled hockey. What would your life be like if you didn't have sled hockey, I guess?
I really don't know what my life would be like without this sport. I mean, like I said in the beginning, when I tried it, I felt so free, and I'm sure it's the same feeling for everyone that plays this sport because when you're skating, you forget that you have limitations. You forget everything. Like it's an escape. And I don't know what I would do without it because I've made so many friends over the years and to have them most of them actually be older than me, they've shown me an example of what it means to be a leader. And not only a leader, just a player and how to be like how to help people and how to be the person that people can go to if they need someone to talk to. And it's just an amazing feeling to be able to grow up around this sport and to learn everything that you need to know and more.
Yeah, all those life lessons that you've learned through the sport.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking from our viewpoint, based on what I've read, again, I saw you based on an article that's, I think, one of the local news. You've been an incredible ambassador to the sport, not just for the city of Cincinnati, but for the country in general. And the push for the Paralympics is, I think it's going to happen. With 3 teams, that's not much. You should be able to get it. It's giving it attention, the success, the wins. And you're the next generation. You're going to be one day. You're going to be that older veteran teaching someone younger. You probably taught them yourself. So everything you're learning right now, you're passing it on to that younger generation. Angela and I commend you. We love seeing the sled hockey up there. It's an incredible sport. Hockey's an incredible sport. The peace and serenity in our kids' faces when they play, and also you can let out a little bit of aggression too. It's like you said, you can take somebody out, you slap them on the back later on, your friends. So yes, hockey gives it to everyone, and I'm so glad that we finally got a chance to sit down and talk to you. It's been incredible. Angela, tip of the week.
So actually, I was going to ask Rachel, this we started this show for hockey parents. What advice would you give to a parent whose child might be interested in sled hockey?
I would say if they're interested, let them do it. If they like it, keep going, encourage them. If they don't like it, find something else. But I would say encourage your kids to stay active because in the long run, it will help them with not only their physical health, but their mental health as well. Because that's a lot of what a sport is mental. So I think allow your kids to do what they're passionate about and it will help them succeed in the long run as they get older.
And safe to say, like you said, hockey, sled hockey, it's freeing. It's being on the ice, being calm, not having to worry in the world, and just focusing on that one game, that one practice. It's also about the community. I'm sure you're going up in the rinks and throwing finger points at people. Hey, how you doing? Saw you last in Pittsburgh. We do the same thing. Our kids do the same thing. You're running across people on social media. Hey, I remember meeting you in Buffalo, New York. Remember that? It's an incredible community. It's an incredible sport. And sled hockey, it's my hat's off. I mean, you guys are incredible. I think I watched the Cyclones, like the ECHL Cyclones trying to play sled hockey, and it was pretty bad. They look pretty bad out there.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried standard hockey and I'm terrible. I can't imagine me on this thing. I would probably nail my head on the ice or injure myself.
Well, if you're interested, we can get you in a sled. Just
Angela, I'm
saying.
interested. She's willing to put you in a sled.
Put me in a sled?
Rachel,
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, it seems like fun. I might take you up on that. We'll have to,
Please
maybe
do.
meet up at Queen City at some point in the next few months. I know we're going to be back there quite often, starting at the end of the month. So definitely, yeah,
Rachel,
fantastic.
if I sneeze wrong, I'm out of condition for like a week. So that's my athleticism. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe it's the diamond in the rough of something I could be actually skilled at for once in my life.
Yeah.
Let's get to our outro, wrap up the show. Rachel, where can we find you at?
So I am on Instagram, Facebook, literally all forms of social media. My Instagram is RC_Steffen, all lowercase. And then my Facebook will also be linked to that as well.
And then what about your like as far as following like sled hockey teams, Cincinnati Icebreakers? I know they have a Facebook page. I'm not much on Instagram. The USA women's national team, do they have Instagram, Facebook? Are they out there as well?
The women's team is under USA Hockey. So if you go to USA Hockey's
Okay.
website and their Instagram and everything, you'll find posts about us. They post about all levels of USA hockey, so it'll just be in the mix. But the Icebreakers, they have an Instagram. They also have a Facebook, so it's easier to find them on Facebook, honestly.
Well, as I share this episode, I'll share it on Facebook. I'll certainly tag Rachel. Please give her a follow. If you have any questions about sled hockey, please feel free. I would assume feel free to reach out to you.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to
of
put words in
course.
your mouth, but also Angela and I are there as well to not answer those questions, but to pass them on to somebody who knows better than we do.
Yeah, I would love to answer any questions if anybody's curious, if anyone wants to try it. Uh, we practice starting the second week of September, every Monday night. So, yeah.
That's awesome. We'll
Awesome.
be
And
there on Monday nights. We are going to show up, and Angela's going to get on a sled.
Yes,
all
please.
right. Well, and two, I know we have listeners from other parts of the country as well. I'm guessing that they can probably search sled hockey in their city and come up with something that maybe near them. And if not, maybe we can connect them with you to help find, local teams or regional teams wherever.
Yeah. Basically, every state in this country has a team. So if you just look up your state and then put sled hockey, you'll find a team. It's not
Awesome.
as hard as you think.
All right,
That's
Rachel,
fantastic.
the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much.
Yes.
This has been incredible. I'm sorry for some of our stupid questions, but that's kind of what we do on Pucked Up Parents. Thank you so much. We have more we want to go over with
So
you.
many more questions.
I think you're worth a revisit, and of course, we want to meet you in person. I think we'll set that up. I'll give you our contact information on via the messenger that we've been working with. So thank you again. I appreciate it. Any last words?
No, thank you guys so much for having me. This is awesome. I love getting a chance to talk about this sport any chance that I get. And the fact that you guys are interested is amazing. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. This is awesome.
It was our pleasure. Angela, take us to our outro.
Yeah, we appreciate all of our listeners. Please follow, subscribe, and share. Leave us a comment and a rating on whatever platform you're listening on. Reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram. We love to hear from our listeners.
Agree. Follow us. We have merchandise tagged to the top of our page. If you're at your rink and you see this local sled hockey team, give them a shout out. Give them a hey, how you doing? Sit down and have a watch. Tell them about the Pucked Up Parents. As always, keep your stick on the ice. We are all in this together. Thank you.
Out before dawn, can't feel my face. Coffee spilling all over the place. Forgot the sticks, we're turning around. Another weekend in some